trust.salesforce.com. Using this URL, I'll be able to track the status of my server. So what I'm doing, trust.salesforce.com. You want to find out a status. So I want to check my Sales Cloud. There are different servers. My server is AP4. Go to your server, track. You can check out the history. Any issues? We can check there is a performance issue on 10th of November. On 10th of November, 14th of November, we have maintenance. So we can track out the status. Are there any issues on the server? We can track out the server. On which cloud, which type of service they have a performance issue. So they are giving the history and story about your server. So if you want to track the performance of your server, we can check out on trust.salesforce.com. Trust.salesforce.com, where you can choose your server and track the status of your server. Right. What was this? Trust.salesforce.com. So once again, quickly go to developer.salesforce.com, register your trial account, click on sign up, enter the primary data like last name, first name, company, email, zip and location. Then enter the username. Then we have register the account, log into the registered email address, activate your account, then reset the password. Once you go to the trial account, what they are giving you is a developer edition, cloud, sales cloud plus service cloud they are giving, environment, production environment they are giving, licenses, Salesforce 2, platform 3. What are the different types of views we have in the Salesforce? Classic view, lightning view. In which version of Salesforce we are working? Right now it is a winter 19. Every year Salesforce will give you 3 versions, winter, spring and summer. Right now the version what we are using is winter 19. What is the instance of the server? Now AP NAEU. So as we belongs to Indian, we are getting AP4. Then sandboxes are going to be on which server? CS. How do you log in? If you want to log in, if it is a production, login.salesforce.com. If it is a sandbox, test.salesforce.com. Then on the trial version, you cannot create any sandbox. Only we have access to production environment. So how do you track the status of the server? We track the status of the server by using trust.salesforce.com. We can track the status of the server by using trust.salesforce.com. I hope you are good. Clear for everyone? Okay. Now we're just done with the basics. Now let us see one by one. Once you log into the Salesforce, what you are able to see, what elements will be there on the Salesforce. So the moment I log in, you will be able to see the screen. You get some screen like this. Now what was this? User account. Now what was the view here? Lightning view. What was this called? Lightning view. If you look at this, click on the icon, switch to class. Let us understand one by one. Now look at this. The moment you log in, you are finding this. The first one, logo. By default, Salesforce logo will come here, which we are going to replace later with your company logo. Default logo of Salesforce is coming, which we are going to replace with our application logo. Right. Then what we have, it is a global search. This is called a global search. Global search. What do you mean by a global search? Now, in this application, I have some data. I want to search for it. Now, any data that is available in the database, we can track those. Now, what was that? Account 1, contacts 1, opportunity. On the name of Genie Point, we have the following data. On the name of Genie Point, we have the following data. Now, I can search the data from the search box. Any data that is stored to the database, I can search for the data from the search box. That's why it's called global search. Global search. Right. Now we already know this is switching to Lightning. If you want to migrate from Classic to Lightning, application to Lightning view. Now if you choose this, it will change the application to Lightning view. So we have logo, global search, Lightning. Then the user who logged in. Current user who logged in. Now we have setup. Now whatever the automation or programmatical options they have given, the entire force.com menu will be coming. When I click on the setup, force.com menu, whatever the Salesforce is offering you as a declarative or programmatical or administrative options, all the list of options will be displayed to you. When I click on the setup, all the options provided by the Salesforce will be coming to you. Now we have help. This is when I click on this, Salesforce standard documents will open. Salesforce documents will be open. Then we have, what was that? List of applications working. Basically, logo, global search, switch to Lightning, current user, option setup menu, documents, and list of application what are given by the Salesforce. First, we are finding this on the header. The moment you log in, on the header, what you are finding in the Salesforce are logo, global search, switch to Lightning, current user who logged in, setup menu, help document, and the list of application. Let me show you one by one. So Salesforce logo, global search. When I click on this, it will take me to Lightning. Current user who logged in, log out. Current user who logged in, log out. If you want to write any program, we can change it. Current user who logged in, log out. Setup. When I click on the setup, you'll be finding the menu here. Look at this. Administer, all the admin options are coming. Build, all the development options are coming. Deploy, deployment options are coming. Monitor, testing options are coming. So the moment you click on the setup, it will show you this menu bar. What is that menu bar? List of options that Salesforce is offering on the platform. On the Force.com platform, whatever the options that Salesforce is giving you, all those options will be displayed to you on the left corner, which is called setup menu. Which is called setup menu. When do you open that? When you click on the setup button, automatically they will be open. When you click on the setup button, automatically they are open. Now we have help. When I click on this, Salesforce documents are opening. With respect to the page, now look at this. Salesforce documentation is opening here. Then we have application. List of applications which are developed by the Salesforce, you are finding here. List of applications which are developed by the Salesforce, you are finding that. List of Salesforce applications which are developed, they are visible here as per your organization. So logo, global search, lightning, current user, logout, setup, help, list of all the applications. Now next, what you are finding? What you are finding? This is what you are finding. So what was this? This is called tab panel. What we call this as tab panel. What we call it as a tab panel. In the tab panel, what we have? List of tabs. All these are called tabs. Tab panel with a list of 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 tabs. When I click on the tab, corresponding object will open. Corresponding table will open. Lead tab. Lead table is opening, where I can see the list of records in the lead, or I can create the lead. Accounts tab. Accounts table is opening, where I can see list of accounts available in the table. I can create or modify or delete. So when you click on the tab, corresponding object is opening. Corresponding page is opening. So it is what? Tab panel with the tabs. Tab panel with the tabs. Now you'll be finding. Plus sign here. Plus sign. When you click on the plus sign, now you are only finding this. You're only finding this. When you're finding this, if you want it, there will be a list of Excel tabs. I cannot put everything here. So what I will do, I'll click on plus. Now all the list will be shown. Right, boss? So plus sign. Next one we have. Let us go to the next one. What is the next option we had? Options are here. Setup. Now in this menu there are a lot of options. Which option is under what? If you want to search, we give here. Which option is under what? If you want to search, we'll be giving here. Let us say user. Shows web tool. If you want to search for a particular option, generally what we do, we go to this menu, then we use the option. If you remember, you can use it. Now I don't remember what is the option. There are plenty of options available here. If I don't want to remember this, we can search from here. Right? This is what? Search bar for the option. Setup menu search. Searching for the option in the setup menu. Right. Let us go to the next one. So what we are trying to do now, we have seen the header part. This is called, entire story is called header. Whatever you have seen now, this entire structure is called header of Salesforce. This entire thing is called header of Salesforce. Now, okay, what we are calling this as, left side, what you are finding, setup menu. What you are finding on the left hand side, this is called setup menu. Right. Suppose your application is running on Classic. You want to shift your application to Lightning. Then we have an option called Get Started Again. When you click on this, it will analyze what functionalities are running on the Classic.
We are unable to hear your voice.
Am I audible online? Online people, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now let us see. Now what we are doing now, if you are already working on a Classic, if you want to shift to the Lightning, before we shift to the Lightning, the gaps what we have, we want to cross check. Then if you click on the Get Started, Salesforce will send you a readiness report. Readiness report means which functionalities you are using in the Classic right now in your application, and are they available in the Lightning or not? If not available, which of them are not available? Okay, what pages you have designed, which need to be re-implemented in the Lightning, the structure they are going to give you, so that we understand what functionalities we are going to lose if you migrate to Lightning. Now, when I'm migrating from Classic to Lightning, already running application, if you're migrating, there may be some gaps between the Classic and Lightning. Some of the features may not be available in the Classic, some may not be available in the Lightning. The gaps report, they are going to show you what functionalities you are using, which of them are available in the Classic, not available in the Classic, which of them are available in the Lightning, not available in the Lightning, and what pages you have developed, which you need to rebuild. The readiness report will be given to you. Looking at that, you can take a call to convert or not. That's what you are finding, readiness report. Then these are setup menu. This is a options offered by the Salesforce. What options we have? Administer. All the administrative related options, all the options related to the administrator will be under administer. Now we have build. All the customizations, declarative development, programmatical development options are available under build. Like we have customize existing functionality, create declarative development, develop programmatical development, lightning development. So we have customize, create and develop. These are available under build. Anything that you are trying to build or customize, you can find those options under the build. Then we have deploy. If you want to go for deploying the code from one environment to another, like from sandbox to production, you want to deploy, we'll use deploy. This will have deployment options. Monitor. If you want to track the functionalities, what you are performing, what you are scheduled, what are going on, and their status, we can go to monitor. So what we have? We have administer, build, and deploy and monitor. Administer, build, deploy, monitor. These are the options which are available in the setup menu. We call it as setup menu. What we are finding right now, we are going to call it as setup menu. Okay. Next we have, look at the next one we have. If you click on any one of the button, what you are going to find here, this is called sidebar components. What we call them as sidebar components. So we have Salesforce header, setup menu, sidebar components. As a overall, what we have? Header, sidebar components, setup menu. Right now, what you are able to see here is called sidebar components. On the top view, what do you have? On the top view, what do you have? You have, okay, so you have header part, you have sidebar, and you have setup. Right. Once you get into the story, this is all what we have seen is about classic. Quick understanding how it looks like basically. I hope you are good with this because I am going to keep on referring to these elements every time. So I hope everyone is good. Terminology is good. Terminology is good for everyone. Okay. Then let us go to the next part of the story. That is a light. When you go to lightning, same application, same thing, but the look and feel is different. Now, there, if you want to see the application, the classic, I went to right corner, clicked on application. Here we have list of applications are open. Right. Now you can choose any one of the application what you like. Now, all these are what? Tabs. Look at the point. Now, all these are what? Tab. Tab panel with a tab. Now here we have setup menu. There I have setup to open a setup bar. Here we have what? Setup. When you click on the setup menu will be opened. This how menu will be opened. This is a notification. In case if you get any alerts, tasks, notification. This is the current user who logged in, log out, or switch to classic. Tab panel, tabs, current user who logged in, log out, classic, setup. I hope you are good with this format. So this is the basic structure of the Salesforce screen. Lightning screen and a classic screen. Right, boss? So in the lightning, rich UI will be there. The good look and feel will be there on the lightning. Okay. The old version is classic. The new version is lightning. Okay. Conceptually, both of them are same. A few concepts will be there, maybe 10 to 15% of the concept, but major part of the story is same in terms of administration. Development is completely different, but in administration, 80 to 85, almost the same functionalities will be there. Okay. Now, come back to the next story. You're done with this. Right. Okay. Now, we have next part of the story. Look at the point clearly. What was this? App Exchange. What was this App Exchange? Now, list of you have a Android mobile phone. In that we have Play Store. What is that Play Store, boss? All the application developed on the Android, which they want to sell or give it free of cost. Some of them they want to give free. Some of them they want to sell. All the applications which are developed on Android, which they want to sell it or give it at free of cost, they put them in a Play Store. From there, people will click on install and use it. Similarly, all the applications developed on the Salesforce, which they want to sell it or which they want to give it free of cost, they put in App Exchange. So what is this App Exchange? It is a store of Salesforce applications. It is a store of Salesforce applications. Now you can look at this list of all applications developed in the Salesforce, which of them are available as a free of cost or commercial. You can find here some of them are free, and you'll be finding paid version here. Right. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. It depends upon your need. You can go for that particular application, install that application on your org and use it. So what was this called? App Exchange. It is a store of Some of them are commercial and some of them are free. Depends upon your need, you can install it. I hope you are good. Next, we have for now one of the major reason for Salesforce to be successful is they had a committee in which every idea that is suggested by the people will be voting that will be taken place by the common developers. Right? When there is a idea that will be posted and the common developers will be voting it. So based on the voting, they have minimum number of votes. If they reach the minimum number of votes, if the idea was hitting minimum number of votes, they'll be implementing that functionality and giving us a built-in functionality for everybody. So whatever the ideas that are posted by the developers, okay, and they'll be voting for that idea, and on priority basis, they'll be implemented and they'll be released as a predefined functionality for every org in the Salesforce. That's how new functionalities are always building up and all the difficulties are simplified one by one. Because as a developer, when I'm using it, I actually have a difficulty in using the functionality. Now there's some complex functionality. I'm writing a lot of code which can be simplified using alternative. Or this is some common functionality which is used generally in many of the org. Then if you post it as an idea, they'll be re-implementing it as and launching this as a predefined option and giving for all the organization. That's how a lot of new features will be added day to day. So, okay, a lot of new features will be added day to day basis. That's one of the major reasons for the Salesforce product to be simplified, because the difficulties are actually known by the developers. When you're building the functionality, the actual difficulties will be known to the developers or the end users. Their ideas and difficulties are voted and they are implemented and given as predefined functionality for everyone, not in release. Time to time they will be giving it. Time to time. It's one of the major reasons for its success. Okay. Now, why the product is shaping up? Well, the next what we have. All right. I hope till here everybody is good, right? Okay. Now, the major points here. Okay, you have created everything. How does the Salesforce recognize your company? Now, Salesforce is using multi-tenant architecture, right? When I say multi-tenant architecture, Salesforce is using multi-tenant architecture. The moment I say it is using a multi-tenant architecture, if it is a Salesforce cloud, so what we have is an instance of what was this? Instance of Force.com, right? Platform we are speaking about. What we are speaking about? We are speaking about platform, which has whatever the structure. On the top of it, you have taken your application. That may be a sales cloud or service cloud or whatever it is. On the top of it, we have taken, somebody has taken sales cloud. Now, Dell has taken service cloud. So, when you take all these applications are running on the same, cloud. Different organizations have taken different. Now, how does the Salesforce recognize the number of applications running on the same cloud? Now, this application belongs to ICICI, this belongs to HDFC, this belongs to Reddy Labs, this belongs to XYZ. Now, all these applications are running on the same cloud. When multiple applications are running on the same cloud, how does the Salesforce identify this is the production of your HDFC organization? This is the production of ICICI organization. How does the Salesforce recognize? So for every instance of org, they give one ID, which is a 18 character ID. How many characters? 18 characters ID, which is called organization ID. Based on that ID, your Salesforce will recognize your org. Now, multiple companies have taken multiple cloud applications. They are running on the Sales Cloud. They are running on the Salesforce Cloud. Out of all those, how does the Salesforce understand which org belongs to which organization? Based on organization ID. Every organization production has 18 character ID, or in case I can say, every instance of force.com has one 18 character ID. Every instance, every sandbox also will have 18 character ID. Every production also will have 18 character ID. Based on those IDs, we can recognize to which org the instance belongs to. Right. So what was that called? Organization ID. Salesforce by default provides 18 character Salesforce will recognize. Based on this 18 character ID, Salesforce will recognize the instance of ID will start with App Exchange, Developer Community, Organization ID. Okay. Then corporate currency. What is this corporate currency? Now, revenue of your organization is represented in which format? I have a field here. It says annual revenue. I gave, is it $15,000 or rupees or euros? What is the currency format of your company? So that is represented as corporate currency. The format in which your revenue is represented or the currency is represented is called corporate currency. So what was this? Corporate currency. Format of the currency. Then next we have, when you are going for the company, you have created your trial version. Once you have created your trial version, now your production is given to you. What you are supposed to do? Log in, manage your organization details. Maybe how many licenses you have purchased, what is the currency format, what is the language your company follows. All these data we are supposed to manipulate it. Okay. So basically we are done with the basic information about creation of your trial account. So how do you do that? Go to developer.salesforce.com, create your trial account, then you get a verification email, click on the verify, log in, reset your password. Then when you log in, by default what view you are going to get? Lightning view you are going to get. If you want to shift to the classic, click on the icon, shift to the classic. So lightning and classic, okay, both at the back end conceptually they are same, but the presentation wise they are different. Some of the extra concepts are there in the lightning, okay, otherwise major part of the story is same. Conceptually both the lightning and classics are same at the back end. The presentation layer and programmatical way is different. As administration, everything is same. Programmatically, both are two different. Okay, both have two different formats. But administration-wise, most of the concepts, as I told you, 85% of the concepts are same. 15 concepts will be extra in lightning. Right? I hope you are good. Right? So how do you log into the sandbox? Test.salesforce.com. Now, on a trial version, can you create a sandbox? You will not be able to create it. Now, what is the instance of your server? You can look at the URL and say, what is the instance of your server? Every production will be in AP, NA, EU. Okay. And every sandbox is going to be on CS. Every sandbox is going to be on CS. Okay. The next step. Now we go to the Salesforce. How do you track the status of your server? Trust.salesforce.com. Right. Now next, what are the basic elements that you find on the Salesforce screens? Header, sidebar, setup menu. Setup menu is the options what they have given. What type of options they have given? Administer, build, monitor, deploy. Administer, build, monitor, deploy. All the administrative options are under administer. All the development and the customizations are under build. Deployment is under deploy. And your monitor, tracking your application. Okay. Next, we have organization ID. Every Force.com has one ID. Based on that ID, we will be able to track. So that is 18 character ID. Corporate currency, the format of the currency which your company follows to represent the revenue of your org is called corporate currency. I hope I am good. Yeah. Now everyone, if you have any queries, now we go.